At birth, a human being has about 270 bones. As we grow, some of these bones fuse together, resulting in a total of 206 bones in adults. In this video, you're gonna learn the names of all the bones in the human body from the head to the toes. My name is Ajay Kofi David, and welcome back to our journey into medical English. The skeleton is divided into two main parts: the axial skeleton and the appendicular skeleton. First, let's go through the axial skeleton. It is made up of three main structures: the skull, the vertebral column, and the thoracic cage. Let's start with the skull. The skull is not just a single bone. It is actually a complex structure which is made up of 22 bones connected to each other by sutures. These bones are divided into two groups made of 8 cranial bones and 14 facial bones. The cranial bones are the ones that protect the brain. They are the frontal bone, two parietal bones, the occipital bone, two temporal bones, the sphenoid bone, and the ethmoid bone. The facial bones are the ones that give structure to the face. They are the following: two zygomatic bones, two nasal bones, two lacrimal bones, two palatine bones, two inferior nasal conchae inside the nasal cavity, the vomer, two maxillae or maxillary bones which form the upper jaw, and finally the mandible or lower jaw, which is the only bone in the skull that is movable. Inside the ear, we find the three smallest bones in our body. These are the malleus, incus, and stapes. Next, in the axial skeleton is the vertebral column, also known as the spine column or simply the spine. The spine is made up of 26 bones and is divided into 5 regions. First, there are 7 cervical vertebrae which form this curvature known as the cervical lordosis. Then we have 12 thoracic vertebrae that draw this curvature called the thoracic kyphosis. Next, we have 5 lumbar vertebrae that draw the lumbar lordosis. Below the lumbar vertebrae, we have the sacrum, which is actually 5 vertebrae fused together. And lastly, below the sacrum, we have the coccyx, also known as the tailbone, which is actually formed by 4 fused vertebrae. Together, the sacrum and the coccyx form this curvature called sacrococcygeal kyphosis or simply sacrokyphosis. The last part of the axial skeleton is the thoracic cage. It is made up of the sternum and the ribs. The sternum is actually made of 3 bones that fuse together. So this is the manubrium, this is the body, and this is the xiphoid process. Now the ribs. There are 12 pairs of ribs in a human body. The first 7 pairs are directly connected to the sternum, so they are named true ribs. The remaining 5 pairs are called false ribs. Among them, 3 pairs are indirectly connected to the sternum, and the last 2 pairs are not connected at all. These are known as floating ribs. Now let's move on to the appendicular skeleton. It has 126 bones. First, we have the pectoral girdle, also known as the shoulder girdle, which is made of the scapula, also known as the shoulder blade, and the clavicle, also known as the collarbone. In the upper limb, we have in the arm the humerus, in the forearm the radius and the ulna, and in the hand we find the carpals, the metacarpals, and the phalanges of the hand. And we say phalanges in plural, but in singular we say phalanx. As well, in the appendicular skeleton, we have the pelvic girdle, which allows the lower limb to be attached to the actual skeleton. This pelvic girdle is made of the two coxal bones or hip bones. In the lower limb, we have in the thigh the femur. At the knee, we have the kneecap, better known as the patella. In the leg, we have the tibia and the fibula. And in the foot, the tarsals, the metatarsals, and the phalanges of the foot.